Da hat sie gesagt, da geht die Welt unter. Rühr das jetzt. Pry, guck mal. Schnapp ich mir einfach mal das Fossil. Nicht nur, dass die gesagt haben, ich soll es nicht berühren, ich hab's auch noch gestohlen. Da ist es. Was macht man jetzt? Ey, kann ich hier so? Ne? Wofür habe ich diesen Wurm mitgenommen? Barbarity. Wofür habe ich jetzt diesen Wurm? Alter, ich habe noch eine Idee. Sie hat doch versucht, auch letztes Mal hier an dem Schild da was rumzufummeln. Ja, ich dachte, jetzt klaut das einfach. Burg. Ich habe hier einen Wurm. Aber sonst eigentlich nix. Worm. Gehen wir jetzt zurück mit Devil's Toe. Vielleicht ist da ja was. Nö. Devil's Toe. Ich frage mich halt, was es für ein Rätsel geben könnte, wo man einen Wurm braucht. St. Edmund's Church. Ey, im Zweifel mit ihm hier reden. Candle.
I'll go upstairs and replace it this evening.
Can I have one now?
It's not dark yet, Miss Bateman.
Never mind. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Ja, good try. Good try. Verdammt, das hätte klappen müssen. Du Arschloch. Oh, ich habe noch eine Idee. Die Schubladen. Ich vertraue diesen Schubladen nicht. Warum sind die ein Hotspot, wenn die dann verklemmt sind? Du sollst das aufhebeln. Okay, er gibt mir keine Candle.
I've no use for ashes. I don't wish to burn. I'll leave Cyril.
Diskutieren noch schön. Late Bell. Menu. Oh, hier ist die Bell.
The bell would be quite unbecoming of me.
Gucken Sie sich diesen Wurm mal an. Das ist Kenneth. Das ist mein Assistent.
I don't think Stanley would be interested in that.
Echt nicht? Du. Okay, hier scheint nichts zu gehen. Wir könnten fragen, ob der Typ hier Öl hat. Okay, wir könnten Wally fragen. Ja, können wir, ey, pass auf, deine Schwester hat sich versteckt. In einem dunklen Loch. Wo ist denn Öl her? Hobbler.
No. Good day.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern oil.
I don't have much to spare, lass. Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts. How much coin do you have?
None, I'm afraid.
Können Sie auf meinen Deckel schreiben.
I can trade you a small amount.
A trade, you say?
Aye.
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
Ein Wurm?
What can I
Surprise?
Thank you.
Wir haben Sie Interesse an einem Wurm.
I don't think Mr. Crozier would be interested in trading his paraffin for this.
Wow, Sie wollen... Oh, aber ich weiß, woran er Interesse hat. Er sammelt doch Fossilien.
Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
Let me fetch some paraffin from inside.
Ich finde, das war kein guter Tausch.
Thank you, Mr.
Ein bisschen
Crozier.
Öl getauscht gegen ein Fossil. Paraffin Fossil Collector Achievement. Tue ich jetzt da rein. Und dann... Oh, ich habe sogar noch was übrig. Brennt auch schon. Fueled and ready for action. Returning to base. Ey, diese David Lynch'e Musik. Hammer. Das Lachen ist da, die Lache ist der Hammer.
Right, let's put this lantern to good use.
Nein. Herzschlag. Nein, dicke Fliegen.
Jane, come out at once.
Mein Herzschlag ist ja wirklich wie ein Pans Labyrinth.
Goodness me.
Ja, wo ist sie denn?
Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there. I got
Sie war
bored
gar
of
nicht da
waiting for
drin.
you.
Ich habe mein scheiß Fossil gegen Öl getauscht.
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobb's Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
Sie saß einfach hinter dem verdammten Baum.
I shan't be visiting the badgers again. I was lucky to escape intact.
Fies. Hey, wir wissen, wo Hobb's Barrow ist. Jetzt brauchen wir nur noch eine Frage zu klären. Wo ist Jack Sparrow? So, beim Graveyard nach oben weg. Open Plain Field und dann kommt irgendeine Farm und da ist es. Von der Farm haben wir auch schon mal gehört. Die hatte Angst, dass die Puppe an eine Ziege von dem verfüttert wird. Wieder diese Krähe.
As I trudged through the barren moors, with only the odd sheep for company, I reflected upon my visit to Bewley thus far. The enigmatic Mr. Shoulder and his puzzling disappearance. The townsfolk of Bewley, who had made it as difficult as they could for me to find Hobb's Barrow. The suspicion, the wariness in their eyes. Only now I know it was actually fear. In the end, it was the innocence of a child, young Jane, that condemned me to my fate.
Wovor haben die solche Angst? Oh ja, hier. Fields.
Ploughed fields stretch far and wide, an unusual sight for this area. The gate opens out into a vast tilled field. I've no desire to wander the furrows. Ah, the smell of damp soil and rotting vegetation.
The answer lies in the soil, hieß es. Im Steam-Text. Ich hau mal auf den Autosave-Button.
What do you want?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. Mr. Bryden, I presume.
Aye? What do you want, lass?
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
He keeps us going. Most of our crops go to feed his animals.
What is he like?
Oh, I've hardly laid eyes on him. He sends his workers here to pick up the crops.
I see.
Jetzt kommt die Frage, er wird nicht begeistert sein.
I understand Hobb's Barrow is located on your land.
Oh, well, yes. Why'd you ask?
I am an antiquarian, Mr. Bryden. I'm writing a volume on the barrows of England.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting to dig about it.
If at all possible, Mr. Bryden. I was invited to Bewley by Mr. Leonard Shoulder, who told me such an excavation would be possible.
Leonard Shoulder? Ha! I haven't seen him in years. The last I heard he were on death's door. There's to be no more digging there, lass. Not since it went so badly last time.
Er soll tot sein? Der war doch... Nee, Moment mal, der ist nicht tot. Erstmal hängen seine Klamotten noch draußen und der war in der Gasse gewesen.
Was there a previous excavation of Hobb's Barrow?
Aye. My brother dug it up. Must have been, what, 25 years ago? You see, whatever he found inside, well, it drove him mad.
Oh?
Aye. I moved back here to look after him. Poor bastard hanged himself not long after.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Boah.
Bryden. That's terrible.
Aye. Time passes, but it were an awful thing.
Boah, das ist auch schon wieder sowas H.P. Lovecraft-mäßiges. Er hat irgendwas gefunden. Da ist es ja auch so oft so irgendwelche Sachen, die den menschlichen Verstand übersteigen und alleine vom Ansehen einen menschlichen Verstand von jetzt auf gleich komplett wahnsinnig machen, weil der Verstand das einfach nicht verstehen kann. Versteht ihr das? Boah, sowas finde ich immer irgendwie super interessant.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Bryden.
I live here with my wife. And I might be long in tooth, but I can still run this farm without too much help.
What did your brother find?
Samuel. Samuel were his name.
Sorry, what did Samuel find in the barrow?
I don't know. But something went wrong. Afterward, he could barely speak. You couldn't make out a word, like.
That must have been hard.
He lost a hand in that excavation too, you know.
Goodness me, how?
I try hard not to speculate on what might have happened, lass.
Er hat eine Hand verloren, konnte kaum noch sprechen danach.
You'd hear him hammering away for hours. I offered him help, but he'd have none of it. Soon enough, he blocked the entrance off. To look at it now, you'd never know the thing we dug up. The land has reclaimed it.
Who else was involved in the excavation?
2 others, I believe. Outsiders, perhaps. I can't say for sure. I think they left town pretty swiftly afterwards. I lived in Bakewell at the time. I only moved back here to look after Samuel. I took over the farm when he passed away.
I see. What can you tell me about your farm?
Samuel's fate aside, we're a fortunate
Er scheint eigentlich ganz nett zu sein.
Fertile here. Crops grow without too much trouble. All the other farmers round here raise livestock. Even Lord Panswick. We grow feed for him.
Most fortunate, Mr. Bryden. Is your wife home?
She's out in fields, lass. Pulling weeds. The curse of such fertile soil. 40 years we've been married. I couldn't do it without her, you see.
How splendid.
Aye. My wife is a fine woman. Are you married, lass?
No. I've had my fair share of proposals, Mr. Bryden, but that's not the life for me.
Marriage is an important institution. You'll find a man one day.
I manage rather well without one, Mr. Bryden. You haven't seen Mr. Shoulder for some time?
I hear about him now and then, but it must be a good few years since I set eyes on him.
He hasn't been here to visit Hobb's Barrow?
Not to my knowledge. I heard he's beset by ailments. Don't leave his home often.
How odd.
Das ist wirklich komisch.
He'd spoken to you about my visit.
Not at all.
You say Mr. Shoulder is at death's door. What exactly ails him?
I'm unsure. It's just what I've heard. I wouldn't want to speculate on matters that are not my business.
Permission to excavate. Komm, wir wollen graben, wir wollen auch wahnsinnig werden.
Mr. Bryden,
Sonst werde ich wahnsinnig.
permission to excavate Hobb's Barrow?
No. Have you not been listening, lass? Samuel found something in there that's best left to rot. No digging here, lass.
As you wish, wie willst. Ich werde Nein nicht als Antwort akzeptieren, Mr. Bryden. Würden Sie nicht gerne rausfinden, was Samuel da gefunden hat?
Wouldn't you like to find out more about what Samuel found in there?
Perhaps. But Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. You don't want to tempt the same fate, lass.
Perhaps I can at least see Hobb's Barrow.
I suppose you've come a long way to be here, lass.
All the way from London, Mr. Bryden.
Have you any proof of all you've told me?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom... What proof...
Thanks
Meint
for
er
your
dann
time.
damit? Proof of what? Ich habe einen Wurm.
I don't think anyone really...
Ja, das Fossil ist ja weg.
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewley in order to excavate Hobb's Barrow.
Leonard making bold promises, I see. Don't make me regret this. But yes, you can have a look at it.
Thank you.
Any road. Once you
Mega
see
gespannt, wie das aussieht.
want to outdo with it.
Ich stelle mir das irgendwie vor wie so ein Hügelgrab.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it.
Boah, okay.
Can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Jetzt wird's gruselig.
I probably should have brought my umbrella.
Game saved. Stone. Was haben wir denn hier? Ein Stein nur. AR. Arthur
A-R.
Richmond.
I haven't a clue what that could be referring to. Someone has carved the letters A-R into the stone. Finally, here it is. Hobb's Barrow.
Also irgendwie habe ich mir das vorgestellt, genau.
Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder?
Hobb's Barrow, da ist es.
That smell. Earthy and sweet.
Three, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come.
Jetzt Hide and Seek. Nee, oder er hat irgendeine Überraschung.
Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
Er hat irgendwas vergraben oder so, aber ich sehe schon da hinten die Kelle. Die Kelle.
Now I'm ready.
Dirt. Und hier auch. Da er hier hinten stand, würde ich sagen, hier mal graben.
No treasures here.
Verdammt.
Nothing here.
Verdammt. Aber hier war ich doch. Hier kann er nichts versteckt haben. Oder er ist ein verschmitzter Typ und hat hier gegraben, ist nach hinten gegangen, hat da gezählt.
Treasure!
Aha. Fivehead, der Mann.
Daddy, I found the treasure! Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Okay, Hobb's Barrow.
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Okay, guck mal, sie macht jetzt aber auch nicht einfach hier, okay, wir sind da, wir graben jetzt. Er sieht's ja eh nicht. Komischerweise tauscht sie dann auf der anderen Seite aber ein Silber-Necklace, was ihr nicht gehört. Einfach mal ein
I don't wish to carve anything into the rock.
als Pfand. Geh nochmal kurz hin und mach nochmal Hotspots anzeigen. Dass ich hier was übersehe, aber hier ist nur Hobbs Barrow, ja. Wir sind jetzt auch nicht der Frau begegnet auf den Feldern. Oh, es wird langsam dunkel.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Okay. Das klingt nach einem guten Plan. Irgendwie wird es hier ungemütlich. Zunehmend sehr ungemütlich. Boah, die Kuchen sind auch schon weg. Boah, der Town Square ist voll behangen. Guck mal, beim Cobbler ist Licht an. Schnell ab nach Hause. Wir gucken einmal in die gruselige Gasse. Ah, okay. Ja, hast ja recht. Ist das hier Horace und seine Männer?
Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. 'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favorite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobb's Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Ich hier schon die ganze Zeit. Ich wollte nicht dazwischen quatschen und ausrasten. Der Typ hier spielt Five-Finger-Filet. Ich war ein großer Meister. Ich war der Meister im Five-Finger-Filet-Spielen in Red Dead Redemption. Lassen Sie mich mal ran hier. Kannst du nicht ansprechen hier. Der muss sich konzentrieren. Ah, und hier ist wieder Herbert, oder genau, der hieß Herbert. Herbert! Schön vorm Feuer hat er sich hingeplackt.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
Ach, der alte Knarz.
He seems even more wound up than usual. Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock his bloody block off. In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You
Sehr nett.
Charming.
Ja. Charming, sie ist super. Er ist eine super Persönlichkeit.
I found Hobb's Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
Oh, er hatte echt Angst um uns.
Worries me.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Bestell jetzt mal keinen Drink. Wir haben kein Geld und bestellen die ganze Zeit Drinks.
Time for bed. Tomorrow
Morgen ist Markt. Was war nochmal? Morgen ist Markt und der Weg ist frei zum Lord Bla.
How are you?
Tired.
Gonna buy you a drink?
Nee, Mr. Tillett. Oh, bitte nicht. More information from Mr. Tillett. For the man's health. Nee,
No
nee.
thanks, Mr. Tillett.
Please, Miss Bateman.
Nee.
I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
Oh, Mr. Tillett, if you insist.
Very good. Take your seat, Miss Bateman.
Ah, der Tillett, ey.
With the goods.
Das wird wieder irgendein Quatsch werden.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobb's Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally. I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognised from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her. She was naught but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at her favourite lookout spot on the moors.
Ah,
Margaret's lookout.
Margaret.
Aye,
That's a beautiful tribute.
aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett. I can relate in some manner.
Der Bank habe ich mir auch schon ein Achievement
When I
geholt.
was very young. He's still alive,
Moment, das
but
klingt
can
komisch.
neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life
Klingt
bedbound
mehr als
and incapable
komisch.
of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur.
Lonk.
Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't.